Yeah. Well, look at this, gentlemen. We have a draft underway for game number 2 here. We made some bold claims, and
Well,
love
you
to
made
see-
a bold claim.
I
Listen,
made
I'm
an
feeling good about
outrageous claim.
Yeah, you made a ridiculous
All right, here's my
claim.
bold claim.
Okay,
Liquid
please.
won't ban Undying.
They won't ban Undying, and
Vici
you
takes
think like Vici will take it? All right, so far you're right. Queen of Pain is going to be
Ah,
first priority
they
here
have to
for
ban
Liquid.
Doom next, right? Because they're
Yep.
Yep.
their second pick, so you ban Doom.
Maybe we like Vici. They take all of their spare time and realize, oh, they disconnected.
Oh, like
That's what happened in
That's
game
wonderful.
1. Yeah.
They're going to get rid of the Darkseer here, so removing the bit of team fight potential, a mind control, tried and true. Now Liquid, they get first pick. Do they want the Doom here? I imagine they're going to let it slide. So who do you ban there after then? Do you go for the Undying at this point? I think that would be
The safe ban.
the safe, smart choice
Yep.
here. But if you want your bold claim to come true, we don't want to see that.
That's what they banned as well in the first game. Queen of Pain plus Undying, so it will be a similar ban of heroes if they actually go back for the Undying.
I think you could make the consideration of a Tusk ban. Ice 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 has been fairly good with the hero.
Nicely done,
There
sir.
you go. Man, my predictions
You're on it.
on point.
So far.
Do they-
On Doom?
Do they pick up the Undying themselves? They do.
Oh, they pick
Okay.
up the Undying. Okay.
Jurax normally plays it for the team. He just kind of run around and secure lanes. We'll see if that's going to be the case.
So you don't think they actually might still run it as a position 3 offlane?
I think they have that flexibility.
Yeah.
It's a bit early to say.
But they
And I don't know
do.
if VG know that either.
Yeah, they do have a very strong lane composition right now from the Undying pick. So we'll see what they actually respond from Vici right now after seeing the Undying. Usually we go for, I mean, back in the past, even now some teams still go for Gyro versus Undying because of the flag against Tombstone.
And you can't sleep on the Alchemist or the Brood. Those could creep on through in the second phase
Yeah,
if
Brood
not
is
acknowledged.
extremely good versus Undying because Undying just doesn't do shit versus you. And if you play Undying as a support, that's worse against the Brood. So basically, if you actually want to make this Undying pick a lot weaker, you actually go for the Brood now.
Okay, there's that gyro. We
There's
could
that
even see
gyro.
the Brood pick up right now.
Maybe
If Brood comes here, we're geniuses, gentlemen.
Okay.
Oh, the dazzle.
This is-
That's a good pick.
this is just a solid opening, a very solid opening. We saw this a lot from TI.
Yep.
A defensive support with gyro, so you make sure that you get all your flat cannons off, or you even get a satanic pop after the grave. It's just a very good and solid combination overall. So let's see if Liquid want to go really aggressive with this Undying, like pair the Undying with
A
something
Spirit
like
Breaker?
a Spirit Breaker. Yeah, I was
Mm.
gonna say that.
Well, I
You
said
wanna
it
be-
first, winner.
Sure.
I'm smart.
I think
Sure.
Spirit Breaker was first ban last game, or was it not even touched?
It was second phase
No, it was
ban.
second ban. Yeah,
Okay.
second phase ban, but I'm not sure who banned it.
I want to say Liquid did. They were whoever was on Radiant side.
Yeah. So Shadowfiend was totally ignored by Vici.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see whether if Liquid wants to go back for it this time. But they're on the dire side,
No,
so it's not
They're
as
gonna get
strong.
the Beastmaster.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Well,
Beastmaster
not
with
right now.
Undying.
Not right now.
Yeah.
Second phase.
Beastmaster and Undying is actually very solid together because
Oh no, this really lessens your.
That's a
No
razor.
chance.
It could be safe lane Razor, maybe.
This ain't
Nah.
happening.
nah,
And
when
they banned
when,
the
when they pick
Brood.
Razor, it's always Fata playing
Yeah.
the Razor.
I mean, to his credit, he plays a really solid razor.
Yeah, and it's a very solid game plan right now because Razor and Undying have a lot of synergy together. You peak around the same time. You want to
Mhm.
keep fighting and you want
Mhm.
to keep taking towers. So the two heroes together is very very strong in terms of early to mid game, like probably up to minute 20 to 25.
Vici smartly takes out the Necrolite. It's one of Matumba Man's best played heroes.
Oh
I-
yeah, when they play aggressive and push type of draft, they always pick him Necrophos.
Yeah.
The other replacement will kind of be Juggernaut because you have the healing ward,
Okay.
and you can also be very aggressive with Juggernaut. Where we see players nowadays, I think that is actually the build though. You max Blade Fury at level 7, and you
Oh, yeah,
play
it's good
you play
now.
him like a gyrocopter. You run around, you keep casting your spin to actually get kills. I think that's actually the strongest way to play Juggernaut, and it also still serves as a core that helps your team push if you want to go with the Undying and Razor.
It does feel like Liquid are going to be going pretty hefty on the sieging objective.
Yeah,
lineup.
because Razor is generally what I would see as a hero
Mhm.
that's very one-dimensional. You pick him to win your lane and push.
So would you just draft the AA right here then, if you're Vici Gaming?
Yeah, possible. It is actually
I
possible.
feel like that would put F1 Infinity are just like
Yeah,
they like to do shit, and I just feel like Dazzle and AA is
Very
not
defensive.
Really, yeah,
Yeah.
very defensive.
Also,
I
if-
love the pick. I just feel like
I
the
mean,
beast
mixture-
master-
I mean, they did run AA plus Dazzle. Didn't they run AA plus Dazzle against Cloud9 at TI?
I mean, they probably have done it.
Yeah.
AA Dazzle.
Then you would have to rely on maybe one of your cores being the more
Yeah.
initiative type of hero, so you can actually
Or-
compensate.
yeah.
Wait,
the
are you
lack of
talking about
stun.
TI5?
Yeah, didn't they go?
I think
for-
they went AA like Sanking or something.
Oh, it was Sanking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spirit Breaker will come out for Vici
That's
Gaming.
a do shit hero, as
That-
Cottom
now that,
Cottom
that,
guy would
that
say.
is,
Yeah, that is
that's
a-
the linebacker right
Yeah.
there.
That is a ganking hero, very aggressive hero.
Is that just to make sure that Fata has a hard time in the mid lane? Is this going to be very mobile? Is it just kind of get in the grill of this
It
Razor?
could also be another reason where you don't want Liquid to have Undying plus Spirit Breaker, because, for example, if you think about Undying, Razor, Spirit Breaker together, and you have a Jug, like their lineup becomes very strong
Yep.
at a certain timing window. So maybe they are also considering the fact that even though we might not want to pick SB as much, but we don't want to give it away, since SB still kind of fits in a lot of
Yeah.
strategies.
If they had gotten the Spirit Breaker, I would have said this would have been very similar to like a monkey business lineup where
Yeah, then
they
you go
pick like
for
a 5-man
you
greedy
go for
lineup.
Juggernaut, and then you just 5-man.
And yeah, they just go.
go go.
But what are so Vici Gaming needed to get some sort of defensive measures to deal with the siege. Spirit Breaker's great to do that harassment in the early game, but what if Liquid are still able to kind of siege and get in the face? Is the wave clear going to be good enough for Vici Gaming? Well, they're going to get the
Yeah.
lead.
Oh, it is, yeah.
They are wave clear. They have very strong team fight right now, and SB and Lina is very strong in the laning phase because you can easily gank for the Lina's lane, assuming the Lina's going mid.
Yep.
It's very unlikely that they put Lina off lane, but maybe it might happen. But it's
Well,
more
this-
likely mid.
The Spirit Breaker could be off lane, and then you dual support with Dazzle Lina.
Yeah,
That's also
it's still possible. That's a lot of options open for Vici Gaming.
Yeah, but Super played such a good Lina last game.
But nevertheless, at the end of the day, SB and Lina has a lot of synergy between the early game. They can just work with each other to actually get a lot of kills together. So
very similar to what we saw last game. It was Lina Shaker, where the Shaker came
Yep.
in when Lina was level 6.
Mm.
Got like 2 kills on Fata, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And they could still get that help. Not replace the Earthshaker with the Spirit Breaker.
Actually, is there any visual animation? Let's say Spirit Breaker charges Razor across the map.
Uh-huh.
The unstable current goes off, right? Because it's a single target.
I think no.
Because there's like a link.
I think there's a limit to the range. So I don't think you can actually get slowed from like one map.
Really?
I'm not sure, but I think there's a range though.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I feel like if that was the case, I would have heard of that before.
So you think he will actually he will still take damage from the passive if you cast it?
Maybe.
Well, it works with Lincolns, you know. Global Lincolns popper right there, but why
Well-
the Wyvern though for Liquid? Is it just more sustain and helps with their wave clear and pushing when you get?
It's just a very solid support. I think
Yeah.
when you have all those when you have all those
Yeah,
frontliners,
girl!
when you have all
Bat
those
Rider.
frontliners, you want to have a defensive support to actually build that up. But yeah, Bat Rider plus Undying is also a very strong composition where you want to get a pick off and you force them to fight into your tombstone and you take the tower. So very good composition for now for Liquid. Like fight and keep fighting and taking towers.
Yeah, and right now Vici doesn't necessarily have an instant disable until the Lina gets Yules, right? If Bat Rider comes in, kidnaps one, you're gonna just have to watch him kidnap.
You
Cause
might want to consider maybe switching the SB to off lane and picking like a support that can actually deal with the lasso.
so maybe a Rubik,
Vengeful
some
Spirit
Venge.
throwback,
Maybe a Venge.
Venge,
You know-
Shadow Demon.
Wisp, relocate, break.
Yep.
That's a thing.
Possible.
Yeah.
And they have a very good draft with the Wisp because they can actually use the charge to utilize the relocate,
Mm-hmm.
and they have
And
Wisp
Wisp
plus
gyro.
gyro.
Yeah.
So
That's like peanut butter and jelly.
I could see that happening.
Nah,
for them.
peanut butter jelly is with tiny.
Okay, fair enough.
This is
so
like I don't know what
peanut
this
butter
is.
and banana. I don't know.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's pretty
Peanut
good.
butter plus apple.
Plus apple.
I've never
Yeah,
tried
that's
it.
what-
Child's treat.
That's what Rob likes to get at the house all the time.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough, gentlemen. What about Bat Rider with his Agnum Scepter? I mean, once you get past the essentials, I wouldn't say that Agnums is too
It's
far-fetched
It's
for
a
him to
really
get,
good item.
you know.
Is it though?
Yeah,
I mean, you've seen how many Bat Riders have you seen that get
it
like
is-
Boots of Travel and Mask of
Look,
Madness?
I seen S4 got a Moonshard the other day.
Hey, that
Moonshard
offer great
better
nighttime vision.
than Aghanims. Yeah, he got it for nighttime vision and like blew my mind. I was like, I never thought of it like that. But
I mean,
it
two
made
th-
complete sense.
What was it? 4,000 gold for nighttime vision though.
The thing is,
it
like,
must have been pretty far.
Did
ahead.
they have NS on their team?
I don't think so.
Oh, so he just bought it just for the
For
night
nighttime.
vision.
They might have.
So I think BKB's better than Aghanims, or not better, but you get it more likely to get it.
Okay.
BOTs,
Yeah.
Hex, Lincoln's. I don't know. There's a lot of things that you could get.
But you get 2 lassos.
All right.
Yep.
Well.
And the damage as well. Don't forget about the
And
damage.
the damage.
Yeah.
All right.
So Vici is gonna finish their draft with a bounty hunter.
Okay.
They want to be extremely aggressive in the laning phase because they understand that Liquid's draft is just gonna be looking to get levels on their heroes, and they're gonna be looking to fight as much as possible. So against those sort of lineup, if you can actually break their early game laning phase, you actually delay the push a lot, and you're able to actually limit a lot of the items they can actually get before they start pushing. So I like the idea that Vici are putting into the table right now, and having track plus SB charge is also, and with the Lina, so you get a lot of easy kills with all the vision you have and all those easy bursts of income with the track.
A Slark pickup at the end. First thing that comes to my mind, gentlemen, it's against a Spirit Breaker, which does make me nervous. As long as he's able to maintain that charge vision, he will not get that regen. I mean, I don't think that's enough of a concern, but you also have track out there. Is this a good Slark pick?
Well, he could debuff the track.
That's true.
And there's also a lot of AoE, you know, going into the team fight. There's Lina and there's Gyrocopter cooldown, and obviously charge is not so much reliable against the Slark during his shadow dance, but sometimes it can happen. You're charging someone else and you happen to just give the Slark a bum when he's in shadow dance.
Give him did you say give him a bum?
Yeah, you just knock him.
Okay.
You give him a hobo person.
Okay. Might not be the best Slark game, but Matumba Man, especially Matumba Man Slark, has been absolutely phenomenal back in the day of 4ASC.
Oh.
So this is like a year ago.
Yeah, but the thing is the Slark synergizes very well with their draft group, where you want to have a carry where you can actually keep fighting. So we'll see what they actually do with the Slark this game.
We're in jail right now. Yes, apparently. There we go. And it looks like we're ready to get started for game number 2. It's going to be oh, sorry, I'm looking at the other game. It's going to be Liquid versus Vici
It's okay,
Gaming.
we forgive you.
It's okay. If you did want to watch eHome versus Fnatic, that of course is happening right now over on Beyond the Summit too. But without further ado, we're going to let our casters enjoy this pause. It's David and David. LD and GoDz, please take it away, gentlemen.
Well, at least he didn't fumble the handoff, guys. That's something.
Oh, they can actually hear us. They can actually hear us.
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, we can hear you. and our
Are we still
flamethrowers are
talking?
going.
we have to mute ourselves.
Yeah, come on,
Come on, guys.
Professional.
This is like
Look
game number 4
professionalism.
here.
Oh.
I could still hear you, Dakota. You're still whining there in the corner. Get over it.
Go think about your mistakes for a few minutes. Go to the actual corner. You're putting yourself a timeout.
All right. So, GoDz, Liquid, 4th pick Batrider. Now, Mind Control has been a beast for this team. Like I think one of the breakout, people were talking a lot about Miracle and Ritsu as like the 2 big, kind of out of nowhere all-star carry players. I think Mind Control is in that class of like pretty new, undiscovered, up-and-coming talent who's suddenly making a huge splash. But he's playing a very different hero. He's not playing the Clock or the Tusk or the Darkseer, the 3 big ones for him. He's on the Batrider, something Liquid really only Alliance are running very often. And then to round things out, a comfort hero, as you were calling at the end of the draft, from Matumba Man.
Yeah.
His old Slark buddy.
Yeah, as the analysts were saying, not really looking like the best Slark game. We've got AoE spells from Gyro, from Dazzle, the Lina, which can all kind of do good damage to him in the Shadow Dance, and then just having the charge as well to follow him. I like him against Bounty Hunter just because you've got the easy purge onto the Bounty Hunter track, but outside of that, I feel like, yeah, this isn't the easiest Slark game, but good synergy overall with what Liquid are doing, the kind of aggressive mid-game playstyle. I feel like it fits the Liquid draft, it just doesn't necessarily match up well against Vici's, but very much like, I like the fact that Liquid are picking more to their draft strength rather than worrying about like, oh, is this hero getting countered or not? We'll see how it works. Right now,
I mean, that's something Vici did at TI even, funnily enough, was a lot of the carry picks. It was like Virtus heroes how likes to play. Even if they weren't in the meta or necessarily the most OP heroes of the time, they still found a way to make it work. So early on, we're going to see FY being a little cheeky bugger, trying to snatch a bounty, and he is going to grab it. The double grab! Vici Gaming, easy mid lane now for Super.
yeah, it even gives him a little poke on the way out.
What a jerk. I gotta tell you, FY, not a very nice guy.
No, not at all.
He's actually super friendly. He's a little shy, but he's very, very
sure.
nice.
So much for the flamethrower cast. We're going PC here, I guess. Ice, feeding as usual in the off lane. No, he's
With
fine.
another stupid name.
There we go, that's a good point.
Charlie messaged me like, why is his name March?
Tower is under attack.
All players are idiots.
He just bounces from one nickname to the next.
maybe he's not using his account.
No, he's not. I think he's actually on March's account.
Actually on March's account, but I don't know
That's
why.
the crazy thing. The other day he was in the Summit matches, he was playing on Warnuts' account. In the past, he's played on Jal, the Vici Gaming manager's account. I don't know what.
Everybody loves Daryl so much.
Yeah.
Just give him their account.
I don't know if it's like some troll or he actually. I mean, in the past he did have issues connecting on Perfect World servers, but this is not Perfect World, so.
Little donkey making the big old loop-de-loo. Doesn't want to get sniped by the bounty hunter. Yep. He's going to safely retreat out. The salve bearer will be Mr. Jerax, just camping out the mid lane. So they're trying to deal with the bounty hunter by camping one hero mid. So far, somewhat successfully. I guess at least not giving up any first bloods here early on, GoDz, but it feels like Liquid are being very reactionary so far in the laning stage.
Oh, and
This could
Jared
hurt.
Yeah.
He does have Arcade. Use it though. Flashing away, gets to the trees. It's not the kind of start you want to see for a Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, and even though FY similarly is matching up with the Wyvern level, like only has half a level of experience, isn't getting any farm,
He's
it's just
actually
moving
in a bit
around.
of trouble here. He's calling out for the charge, I believe. And Ice going to oblige for this one. The Sentry Ward gets dropped, but Jared's in a lot of danger. Surrounded and give him the old pokey poke. FY will get the kill, and then Matumba, man. Don't think he would have gotten it. For good measure, Ice is going for it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So how about our safe lane here for Vici Gaming? You've got Burning, level 2 now. He's up against a Bat Rider Undying. How do you rate this lane matchup, GoDz?
I think it's pretty even between the two sides here, maybe slightly Vici favored. They've got the access to their full camp as well. And Gyro's, you can't really run in on the Gyro as an Undying because of the Rocket Barrage damage potential. Same thing with the Firefly for a Bat Rider. You can't go too aggro against this lane. If you go both of your cores in that off lane do damage in melee range, be it the Firefly or the Undying, who is trying to just run in, decay, and right-click you. And that's just where Shadow Wave as well as Rocket Barrage will punish you. So I think Vici Gaming will do just fine.
Normally you look at the Gyro safe lane and you're like, this is a carry that could just dominate. But as you point out, very difficult to tower dive.
Liquid will just play the farm game, and right now they are winning that farm game in the bottom lane. So that's where the
Some harass here. There's the old 17% when you need it. They do have a Cold Embrace available.
they're saving the
Forced to
charge.
use it.
You know what? He had charge, didn't he? Yeah, he held on to it, I guess.
He's thinking about the Embrace though.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because the dash is magic damage, so I believe you still take the damage for that, but it probably wouldn't be enough.
I think he was trying to bait out a pounce, and if the pounce went, he then charges in. But Ice himself was very low in Spirit Breaker, so if he goes charging in, and
then the Wyvern starts slowing you down. The Slark gets killed.
Yeah.
Maybe no need to risk it. They're already doing a good job at slowing down the Slark. Only 11 CS compared to Burning's 18. So far, GoDz, and the mid lane obviously a win with the bounty rune advantage. Is up on Fada. It seems like Vici Gaming are winning all 3 lanes right now. Not by an overwhelming margin, but well, maybe it is overwhelming.
1,500 gold at this stage is pretty sizable.
It didn't look that bad when I looked at the CS, but I guess you count the first blood, the bounty rune.
Yeah,
it adds up.
the CS alone is what 600-700 gold of that is probably from the first blood and bounty runes. So we'll see. Vici Gaming just looks to continue to control their lanes for now. Gyrocopter's now caught up to the Bat Rider despite the early game CS deficit, and overall that's going to be pretty solid for Vici Gaming. The lane stage is coming together really nicely here. Bounty doesn't need to be getting a whole lot out of this first 5 minutes of the game. He's just giving them the scouting information, pressuring and forcing Liquid to kind of make these moves with the courier, keep the Wyvern guessing where the bounty's going. And I feel like a big part of the bounty pick is just the fact that your opponents have to buy so many sentry wards.
Liquid gonna make a and this is it's to the point where teams did start banning FY's Bounty Hunter, even when the hero wasn't really in the meta, just because they were sick of dealing with it.
Yeah.
I think the Summit 3, perhaps the most notable example, where EG lost game 1 to FY's Bounty Hunter, and then they either completely countered destroyed Fada. Or when it's not right
game. Hit level 6, insta-kill. FY again. Him and Super are just on the same page.
And Razor, still no boots, unfortunately, which is a big part of how that kill happened. Even gets the wards down now, GoDz. He's getting aggressive, moving through the enemy jungle, looking to give them a bit of extra vision, but as a bottom lane, Fenrir has Brave available. Also ready. Burning looking to turn this one around. He stands and focuses the tombstone up pretty comfortable for him. As though they needed more of an advantage. And what's he doing down here? He's supposed to be in the off lane. Ice comes in, goes deep. Cold Divide mode. We'll get out.
Damn, that's That's
You
a
do not
rotation out of
expect your
nowhere.
Spirit Breaker to, like, the enemy Spirit Breaker just
Yeah.
TP bottom and gank at 5 minutes in.
And you're looking at Spirit Breaker who's almost level
Radiant's
6
top tower
already, and
is
that's where
under
he
attack.
suddenly has a huge boost
Radiant
with
structures
gank
are
potential when you've got
fortified.
Nether Strike thrown in the picture as well. There's a lot of damage and something that a lot of these Liquid heroes just won't have the HP to survive. Could even be looking at kills potentially onto a Slark when you've got Nether Strike.
Bring out the rune. FY will finally be able to yes, they will. Liquid, get on the board, but only a support bounty hunter doesn't quite feel as valuable as some of these bigger grabs that we've seen out of Vici. Still, they'll take the kill and, more importantly, the 30 seconds of peace. Or he's not in the jungle. His legacy lives on in the form of an annoying one.
And that's probably something that Vici Gaming kind of recognized from all of Fata's Razor games. One of the players who's had the most success on Razor. The hero has a pretty bad record, but Fata something like 70%, 80% win rate on it. Is he spends a lot of time stacking and farming the jungle. So having vision early on in that dire jungle can be a really nice asset for Vici Gaming to try and gank him later on. With the bounty and Spirit Breaker together, you've got the charge potential as well as the bounty there to go for kills on a jungling Razor.
I like the fact that they show FY top, but then ice across the map. There's always like that one annoying disruptive hero that not sure, is he TPing bottom to gank? Is he just farming the jungle? Is he going back to base? You don't know. Really playing with the fog of war here a lot, it feels like.
Oh yeah, and the level 6, soon to be level 7 gyrocopter missing from the map is a very scary thought. He can chop anywhere, get a kill on the Razor at mid, get a kill on the Slark at top, and that's just where Liquid are forced to play very defensively with their supports, buy lots of TPs, be on the lookout all around the side lanes to try and counteract it.
The hate for Fada continues. Have a Laguna available to start this. But they're still going in. They baited him in a bit, and the Laguna comes out. The Dax is there. The Nether Strike Ball not enough for the kill. They drop the 2. Hold the brace as well. Now March on the... God damn it. Ice on the run. Getting slowed down. Chased out by the flag of the field. And one more auto tick. They get him. Great counterplay there by Liquid. Just what the doctor ordered for fun.
FY kind of kept chasing. Lena could have actually used the Laguna Blade earlier, but I think was...
It would not have been quite enough for the kill, and I think he was trying to wait for the charge.
No, so he was kind of being a bit more cautious on that one, and
that's just where Liquid's lineup excels really, is turning fights around. That's what it is. Hold a brace, Tombstone, Soul Rip, that is a very potent
and unless you're bringing in Gyrocopter to deal with the Cold Embrace, yeah, you're going to have problems. We haven't seen Gyro really get that involved just yet. Burning TP's back bottom after kind of farming up the jungling and just whittling away through his HP and mana pool. So we've seen much more farm-centric play coming out of Burning this time around compared to what we saw last game and compared to what you'd normally see on a Gyrocopter.
FY making his move on mind control. He wanted to steal some enemy neutrals, but he may pay for it. Slowed down, Orb of Venom, doing its work. Needs a little more damage though. Not gonna happen. Now they force out a dust, but Super's here. Ready with the stun. Laguna Blade online. This could be ugly. If he hits, but he doesn't. They'll all settle down now, guys.
And that Seder had it out for mind control there too. The random like shockwave just comes swooping in.
And it was like nowhere near a group of units.
Yeah.
Just ran after him. It looked like it was dominated for a second actually. You know, the one here we haven't really seen get involved in fights yet, GoDz, and I want to compare Burning here to Aggressive. At TI5, every time he hit 6, it was like clockwork, even from the early group stage. He always TP'd the enemy offlane, start ganking. We're also not seeing Burning even come to fights there in his general vicinity. Are you okay with this? Do you think he should be getting more aggressive on the map, or is it fine just sitting back and farming?
I think it's okay for now. You're kind of fighting Liquid's kind of greed with a bit of your own greed. And by greed, I mean the Slark, who can't really offer a whole lot to the team just yet. He's a hero who needs a few more levels as well as more items and has gone for a Midas as well. So you see this, and Gyrocopter's just going to try play the farm game as well. Very much like, there's two options. You can try and match their greed with your own greed, or you can match their greed with aggression and try and punish them. And Burning, this is the more comfortable playstyle for him. So for me, I'm okay with it just because I think it suits the player a lot more. And in the past, seeing Burning get too aggressive and like last
the
game.
Yeah, they win, but it definitely didn't feel like Burning was the reason why they won that.
No, not at all.
Sure. So, what's the build for Burning? It looks like he's just started buying something. Okay, he's going into the early on SNY, it seems.
Okay.
He gets the Adult of Giant Strength.
I think it'll be a standard SMY BKB type build. Not a BKB game particularly. You can get out what? Firefly, Flame Break damage. A lot of the Bats damage is going to be magic. The Razor Plasma Field, the Slark as well. So it's still worth going for an SMY BKB type build. It's just not as good as it would in a lot of games where there's actually not that much control coming out from Liquid, apart from the Bat Lasso, which obviously is not going to be an item you get BKB against.
Well, the armistice does continue here as we get near the 11-minute mark. Things have slowed down a lot after a pretty, not even a lot of, I would say action-packed just because there were so many rotations. Not that many kills, but a lot of movement from the bounty hunters. Intense start to the game. Lane, there will be a star, and no Winter's Curse to prevent it. So Ice scurries away. When do things ramp up here, and who do you expect to be the aggressors as we hit the 11-minute
It's going to be Super. He's going to pick up a Yule, smoke up, look for kills, and you combine that with a Bounty and Spirit Breaker. It's going to be Vici Gaming with an insane, like, 15-minute draft. They're going to have track money coming their way. They're going to have just kind of face rush type heroes. They can go charging in, have track movement speed, have a gyrocopter. I would have almost liked to see Gyro go for a drum this game to give like another aura, even more movement speed to play around with. But SMY, it's nice because it's just going to transition you more into the late game, so it gives you some late game assurance. But Vici Gaming's aggressive potential with their lineup and Yule Scepter on Lina is just going to be insane and very difficult for Liquid to deal with. I don't feel like they've got the best heroes to counterplay it at that point. In the early game lane stage, yeah, Cold Embrace is going to save heroes as well as Undying. He's going to be great, but once you've got more levels and items, it gets a lot trickier.
Well, the big tempo controlling item for Liquid is now out. It's a Blink Dagger. Coming for Batman. He's heading home. Looks like he may want to fight, but Vici Gaming do as well. They've got a ward down. They see Matumba Man quickly tracking him. The charge through. It's Ice who initiates. Bastion's got almost up onto the high ground attack, but then a good Winter Wyvern Curse trying to turn the graves there for Ice. He gets the Nether String off. I almost did it again. Damn it. Fada now. Droppy as well. The Razor on the run. Jerax gonna be next, and they get him too. 3 heroes falling. And Ice, you magician, you beautiful creature. Somehow he escapes again.
Yeah, a clutch grave as well. That was the Winter's Curse. That's exactly what you've got to do for Liquid to try and take that fight, but it's just come at the wrong time for Liquid to really be in good fighting shape. Most importantly, they didn't have the Bat Rider there. He just picked up his Blink. But picking up your Blink is not really time to 5-man for Liquid. It's time to go for like small little 2-man gank squads, try and find some pickoffs here and there. And Vici Gaming are just looking for something bigger. They're actually looking for those 4v4, 5v5 engagements, and that's just where Bat Rider is. Even with this good Blink timing, is going to find it probably hard to get himself into the game and get those pickoffs if Vici group up as much as it looks like they will be doing so.
Well, apparently Burning's mad. He's taken to littering the base with his recipes because he's so salty. No, I think they just needed the courier. It is flying out now. And Vici Gaming looking for their first tower. Liquid playing the split push game, GoDz. Seems like Vici are about to, are hitting that big timing now, where the Gyro's got his maxed out Black Cannon Rock Rush. Uh-oh, elsewhere. FY being chased a bit. Track comes down. Super. He has the Yule Scepter. Opts not to use it, though. He's going to hang on to it for now as the zombies charge in. Burning. He gets aggressive, but a great Yules. That will prevent the Bat Rider from dragging back. Needs to get off that call down. Burning. Oh, he didn't do it in time, but the Shuriken bouncing here and there and keeps on going. They'll take Matumba Man, blast him to bits, and hunt forward for Jerax. Super heating up in the clutch. The stun again. Unable to find the openings now, but it's cooling down soon. Ice has a charge available, and Mind Control may have just overextended. Yule Scepter ready in 1 second. Super again with the whip stun. Maybe just on the move speed. That's too many. 3 in 1 fight. Down he goes.
Vici missing way too many spells that fight.
And Burning not getting called out also.
Yeah, Burning. Really include that in the list. He had time. He didn't actually die to the initial Bat Rider lasso. After the Yules came out, he could have just thrown it before he died, but it looked like he was just trying to run around, maybe thought he could live still, so he didn't want to waste time throwing a cooldown. If he gets the cooldown off, if Super hits one of those 2 LSAs, we're looking at a very different fight, and that's just where FY gave vision of everyone. There was like 3 to 4 tracks out during that fight, and even with that vision and movement speed advantage, Vici Gaming still couldn't capitalize.
And
mostly
good news
just
for
misplay.
Vici, they have a 15-minute arcane mech on their bounty hunter.
Yeah, that's a pretty big problem for Liquid.
That's ridiculous.
Undying's not anywhere near any kind of items to match that.
I feel like even though Vici lost that fight, I'm almost liking the chances better now that I see him mech out on the bounty hunter this fast.
Yeah, that was just, it was
And that was like the disaster scenario of a fight, basically.
It was scrappy, which should be fine. Like, Vici Gaming are going to do well in scrappy fights when you've got Bounty, Spirit Breaker, Gyro, but it was scrappy to the point where they didn't even, like, they couldn't land a single LSA. They couldn't land a cooldown. They couldn't even hit good charges.
You don't have to land them.
Yeah.
You just throw them up, drop them down, and let the fun begin. Charge is going to be interrupted by that dude. but it's okay in the end. They'll get the call down off, and Liquid are fighting into the AoE. This is tough. Nether Strike backtrack on the mind control. They might lose Burning for this. He's got the stick charges though, not gonna happen. Burning goes down, but at what cost as Kuroki takes the double bash of doom. Will fall. Matumba Man scurrying away to the south. And they only lose themselves over top of the gods. They got some track gold there as well.
Yeah, it looked like 2 track kills perhaps.
Maybe more track kills, by the way. Jarek still bearing Fada's south. Very loyal creature, but probably a very dead creature as the Yules will set up a stun. Wave and yeah, Defender says, I'll take that one. Give me the gold.
Fighting's a lot easier when you're the ones getting the jump and then landing spells as a result. And you kind of mentioned it, like how last fight he didn't get the stun out of the Yules because he had to use the Yules defensively on the Batrider. And when you're the ones getting the jump, using the Yules for that free kill at the start of the fight, Vici Gaming just roll through Liquid. 4-for-1 trade. Probably should have just been a 3-for-1. But even if it's the 3-for-1, they get 2 track kills out of those 3 kills. The Gyro, not the ideal hero to be losing, but very much the kind of trade you want to make when you've got the bounty in your team.
It was also they lassoed him after he called down. And at this stage of the game, call down is by far the most important aspect of Gyro's team fight. So, GoDz, looking at this game from Liquid's perspective,
Oh, that was a Spirit Breaker Midas. I was like,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
For a second I thought it was a Burning Midas. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I don't. Burning's actually pretty good at not being too greedy. You know, as much as he's known for being a heavy farmer, he's normally not a greedy farmer. But on the topic of Liquid, GoDz, with the way the game's developing here, the Batrider lassos just haven't been there really for mind control. Matumba Man still feeling kind of frail and difficult for him to get into these fights, even though he's the leader in net worth. Well, hold that thought. We're gonna have a little skirmish. Jerax quickly focused down and will be finished off by the Laguna Blade. Super though, trying to run away. He's already committed the Yules, but he's got so much mobility. He might be able to make it out. No, the lasso says, "Come over here." They'll get the kill. So 1-for-1. Was, I believe, a track kill on the Wyvern, but they get the Lina grabs for Liquid. So, okay, that fight over. Game plan for Liquid. Are they just playing split push here? Do you see them being able to take objectives?
Very risky going for split push against Bounty Spirit Breaker, but they want to try to find pickoff. Pickoff and farm is kind of the overall like summary of what they want to be doing. They've got the Batrider as well as the Slark, which can be a pretty good kind of 1-2 punch in fighting ganks. They want to probably be using a few of their smokes in the next stage of the game. But then the way Fat is always going to play is very greedy on this Razor. He's going to farm a lot, stack the jungle, use the ultimate just to power farm. It's not going to be trying to team fight around the Eye of the Storm. It's going to be use it to just maximize your farm efficiency. Probably some split push coming out of Razor, but outside of the Razor, maybe the Slark a little bit. The other heroes can't really be all too greedy.
How does Fada farm so much more than anyone else on Razor? Every time I see anyone else play Razor at this stage of the game, unless they have like 8 kills, they have like 1,000 or 2,000 gold net worth less. And this isn't even really a good Fada Razor game. He's gotten bullied mid lane.
And he's not taking farm away from Slark or anything. It's not like he's being overly greedy to the point where, oh, Slark's got nowhere to farm. He's getting kind of punished. Last game he did the same thing on SF where he farmed incredibly well. That game, Matumba Man suffered a little bit, but this time around, both him and Matumba Man having a lot of farm go their way.
Uh-oh. My eyes do spy. Mind control Batrider, but they're going to have to catch him with the Yules quickly. Doesn't manage to do so. Mind control will blink away. By the way, I mean, you mentioned the Bounty Hunter effect, forcing players to buy sentries. It's not only for the hero, though. It's for the wards, and they just keep on missing. So many sentries, so many observers.
Both wards have slipped by.
It's a tough life here off in the Dire Woods. And it's keeping the supports poor now. You look at their net worth, and it goes directly to your points, God. They are in the dumpster when it comes to gold.
Yep. And bye-bye, Jarek. He's going to take another hit to his economy.
Or one more step for FY towards, I don't even know what. What does he buy from here?
You don't really need Greaves.
He's getting a Lotus Orb.
Okay.
Straight rushing a Lotus, not even rushing, just straight going Lotus Orb.
All right.
Sub 20 minutes.
Against, I mean, you can potentially Lotus a Batrider Lasso, which prevents the Bat from pulling away.
Can be scary. The Lasso's probably the big one, though.
Batrider's never going to lasso a target who's got the low orb. So it's like if someone's in the front lines of fights about to break out, it's normally pretty obvious who Bat's prime target's going to be.
It cleanses the lasso, right?
No.
No, it doesn't.
I don't think so.
Because like Legion Commander's thing does. I'm actually not sure.
I'm not sure on that one either. I
don't
think it would.
The lasso is considered like a stronger buff, right? There's like regular buffs or debuffs and like stronger ones. I'm not sure. I'd be curious, because if it does, then obviously it's an amazing item.
You can echo the lasso to the point where like both heroes just end up standing still lassoed to each other.
Yeah, then Bat can't move, which is
Yeah,
which
so
on it, like just gets the bat killed basically because he's normally in the middle of you.
he's very reliant on lassoing the hero and then full staffing, pulling them out of position and getting himself back to safety. So we'll see how things work. I like the item pickup in general. I think it's great against just the
What happens
entire
with,
lineup.
what happens with static?
Oh, you can echo that back as well.
So do you both? Do you just maintain
no
the same
one,
damage?
yeah, you maintain the same damage. It gives the buff saying you've lost and gained like 200 damage or whatever, however much it is, and
It's really funny.
it's pretty clowny. But you definitely can echo the static link.
I really want to see
We're
it.
seeing, I've seen it once before. It was
Yeah, I want to see like a crackling, like Magneto style, like electric storm
Radiant's
breaking
bottom
out.
tower is
You know, like it starts changing colors and getting bigger, and then a little rift appears. But all right, we'll wait for another day for that. As March continues to chase onto Matumba Man, Dark Tank will be there. He may be forced to commit the ultimate because backup is coming. He even baits the pounce forward, and then Burning arrives. Now the ult deploys. All of a sudden, March again. Ice on the way out of this one. The urn coming through. Burning damage is being drained. Track's there, though, to give him the move speed he needs, and then Super arrives from the backside, but he gets lassoed. This fight's all over the place. There's the call down onto 2. Good follow-up. Shuriken bouncing and doing a lot of work. Super manages to unwind with all of his spells before going down. The Tomb being focused down. Burning very dedicated to the cause here. Now they'll force Fada back. They even committed a buyback on the Lina and the charge. Got him. Looking for the bash back, and probably not even needed here. As the Shuriken will end yet another kill. A mega kill streak. FY 6-1-6. Forget about the Lotus Orb. This guy should just get a take on 5 the way he's farming, and they're not even done. They still got vision on Kuro. Something that Winter talked about, and my God, are we seeing it here. That track giving you the extra charge vision. Another bash back. Another kill. Vici Gaming wiping Liquid, and Matumba Man, well, now he's back. But what can he do? I guess they'll get ice. Or will they? Okay, look at him.
so a track kill for Spirit Breaker, still worth it in the end for Vici Gaming. They're trying to go into the Roche pit here. This is incredibly dangerous and risky. Look like they got
They didn't
pinned
even
out.
hesitate.
Yeah.
They're like, let's go Roche right now. Liquid are all respawning.
They know there's only 3 heroes alive for now, so if they can bring it down fast enough, it will be a 4v3 scenario. But
There's
towers
your
nearby.
23-minute Lotus Orb Mech Arcane Boots Bounty Hunter.
Holy
Are you
moly.
kidding me?
He's as farmed as Fata on the Razor. So we're talking about, I mean, Fata has fallen off now. He's not as farmed as he once was, but this is just insane that a bounty can kind of keep up and just surpass heroes that he's not meant to be surpassing in farm.
And of course, it's obviously helping the team as well. And with that, Vici Gaming up to almost a 7,000 gold lead, 3,000 experience. And, you know, guys, I want to say, when I've watched Liquid, Thumba Man, out here burning, or rather catching Burning out, I should say. Quick Burning maybe going down. One last poke of the dagger. Big grab from Matumba, but he is being charged. And FY is also on the rotation. How committed is March for this? There's no ultimate available on the Slark, and he's not healing up, which means he knows he's getting charged. He's calling for backup. Actually, it's the Undying figuring him out. Another strike's there. Immediate TP out. Ice. We'll make it home. Close to the kill. Couldn't quite get the job done. Man, he went deep for that. You know what? I think they thought it was warded because he wasn't healing.
Yeah.
But I guess it was really
Yeah,
the charge.
they kind of, he turned around to like go back into that Radiant jungle just to try and pinpoint the exact ward location, but yeah, it was no ward in play. So it feels like Vici Gaming are just winning the farm war as well now with the Midas on Spirit Breaker, the bounty track money coming their way. Even when Liquid find a pick-off hero there, they're unable to really properly keep up with everyone on the Vici side. Vici have got this great farm distribution. They've got 4 heroes on 7,500 net worth or more. The Dazzle's out farming both the Dire supports, and this is just where Wyvern and Undying are both kept so poor because of the Bounty Hunter factor, because of the fact they've got to keep buying sentries, detection. It's so hard for them to just play this warding game.
Huh.
Yeah.
This is an unusual Slark item to see at this stage of the game.
Yep.
Why do you reckon he wants a Moon Shard here?
So increased night vision will definitely help him out. Already a hero with insane night vision, but you can increase more onto that. You can see the gyro come, the gyro, the Spirit Breaker coming from charge, whatever it may be. And on top of that, the attack speed just means you're getting a ton of essence shift charge very quickly. It's going to be a matter of whether or not you can stay alive in a team fight to make use of it, though.
I remember when that item came out, everyone was like, oh, increased night vision. That sounds really useful. And I swear, I like never hear anyone mention it. But I always forget the item even has it, to be honest. But yeah, that's a really good point.
Very situational kind of aspect to it. There was a game recently where I think it was S4 and Batrider even got a Moonshard just because, like, Batrider obviously a great hero to get the added vision on because he's trying to initiate over trees, and at nighttime you sometimes maybe just don't see a hero that you'd otherwise be able to catch out. So as far as single target DPS goes, it's probably the best item in the game he could buy.
It does
outside
have
of
great
maybe like
synergy with Essence Shift,
Yeah.
obviously.
The
Gets
only-
your stacks faster.
the only item that gives maybe more single target DPS would be a Desolator, but that's like an item that's going to fall off and not really transition into much. Moonshard, you can always free up that item slot later once you get 6 slotted. So for now, it's the best single target damage item. You can scale well into the late game and
Yeah, and
offer a
it's an
lot.
item that basically says, I don't really want to fight now, but I want to hit a stronger
Yeah.
power curve later. If you wanted to fight now, more likely we'd see that SY or maybe even MIS Scotty. So interesting grab from a Tumba Man. So far, okay, he hasn't been forced to fight, and he is still your leader in terms of net worth. But it's hard to keep up with the little yellow goblin man. Moving in, looking for a little track here. Matumba committed. Dark Pack, that's a chance to get some vision for the Radiant squad, though. Not very much vision.
And yeah, the new track does not give you vision around the hero, so
A little old
really
fish man. That's all you see.
picked for the money aspect more than the vision aspect now, the old bounty.
Oh, and just to make your laning stage sad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the laning of bounty is actually ridiculously strong. I'd say it's still better than like the Night Stalker. Night Stalker is kind of like the new bounty hunter in a lot of ways, but the actual early laning stage for a bounty in some ways is more pestilent because of you're forcing them to buy sentries, and you've got great harass potential with the Orb of Venom. Night Stalker is tankier, so can kind of trade blows a bit better, but if Bounty's able to maneuver around detection, he can just apply so much more pressure.
So Burning did opt to go back for Helm of the Dominator. I've seen him clear at least 1 3 or 4 stack here, I believe. Continues to stack it up. And it seems like the teams are settling into more of a mid to late game approach here, GoDz. Is it entirely execution based for you? Does either team have a hero advantage? How you rank the teams if this kind of slow disposition of the game continues?
We're going to see this slow gameplay. It comes down to kind of the late game fights, which is where Liquid are going to be playing around the Batrider lasso initiations. They haven't got team fight beyond that apart from a Winter's Curse. For Vici Gaming, I feel like they've got a farm Gyrocopter, a Lina who can solo kill someone, a ridiculously farm Bounty who can also counterplay those big spells like Lasso and Winter's Curse. So the big Liquid spells can be counterplayed by Vici Gaming. Even if they're not, I don't feel like Vici Gaming are necessarily going to lose a fight if they position well and make sure they get off their spells. If Lina gets off her spells, kills a core hero with the Laguna Blade, Bounty's going to have track, bouncing Shuriken, so I feel like it's much harder for Liquid to execute and to win a fight. They have to execute perfectly and find that instant quick pick off, get a Winter's Curse, not let the echo from the Lotus Orb of Bounty Hunter have any impact on a fight. So a lot more needs to go right for Liquid in a late game team fight, and even right now, like at any stage of the game, it just feels like more has to be. Liquid have to heavily out-execute Vici Gaming to stand a chance.
Well, helping them in that cause will be the Bat, who stopped off for Yule, so it's a very late 4-staff. I'm sure Winter will have a lot to talk about, because 4-staff and Batrider, these are 2 of his favorite topics. But it is coming. They'll have it soon.
Yeah.
BKB is off on Burning as well. And still, Fada staying atop the net worth chart. I think part of their advantage is power gold here. Well, they've only got a 1 tower advantage, so this is just farming and not dying too much.
Fata just knowing.
I swear his Razor just gets like 20% more gold
Yes.
for the same creeps or something. I don't know. It's incredible.
Every other Razor just tries to team fight too much. A lot of other Razor players are still going for mech, which feels like a really weak item on Razor now. And going for this greedier farm-centric build. Even the drums build doesn't seem to be as effective anymore on the Razor.
Actually, the one other player who I've seen play that very farmy Razor is Arteezy. But the difference is the whole team was built around that. Whereas with Liquid, you've got Matumba Man on a pretty, resource-intensive hero in the Slark, and still fought a fight to space.
Yep.
Definitely impressive. Matumba Man gonna have a bit of a hunt through the enemy jungle, and Mark Ice is like, ooh, that's interesting, but
he sees fire. This is where that extra night vision comes into play.
well, he ran into the gyro. This is going to prompt a quick charge. Matumba Man trying to start tanking, get out of there. Got the lasso onto Burning. Can they keep him alive throughout the fight? He's healthy for now. Fighting under the tombstone. Echo still is protecting him. And now he unloads the cooldown, doing good damage, but not enough to get killed. Just said FY will go down. Burning now, having already committed the cooldown. It seems like they're losing the overall team fight. Free hero charge from Ice, but he drops quickly. And will fall in the end. A triple for Fada. And they're looking for more. Fenrir on the run. Plasma Shield almost there to secure the kill. Can he get in the trees and TP out? Great escape. Looks like he will make it home. Hunted the wrong way. But in the end, GoDz, a big fight. go on the way of Liquid.
And Liquid just getting the kind of positioning advantage. They had that ward in the Radiant jungle. That was the most kind of important thing, as well as the Slark in the front line. Slark was just, he was half baiting and half scouting. The Moonshard vision comes into play. They've got the ward there as well. They see all of the Vici Gaming heroes coming at them. They can see the Echo Shell. Vici Gaming are just kind of running in blind. They haven't got similar night vision to match up to it. They charge and track up the Slark, but that's really the only hero they saw. They were just running into their own demise as they went on Matumba Man there.
So how do they do better in the next fight? Just, do you feel like it's primarily the vision game that hurt them there?
That was, to me, the biggest aspect of it. I don't think they want to fight during nighttime, and they also need to deward their own jungle right now. Picking up a gem fairly soon can help them out. Dazzle or Spirit Breaker, and even Bounty's a decent gem carrier. They need to be able to contest this vision that Liquid have right now. In a lot of ways, the Slark is fulfilling like a Night Stalker role as well as like a carry role right now. Matumba Man's just offering way too much to his team.
They do have a gem on Fenrir, but we haven't really seen it come into play yet.
That
I guess that
may have been a recent
I think it's a recent purchase, but part of the issue, I guess, is they don't have like a Bat Rider, you know, or even a Storm to some extent, someone who's amazing at dewarding.
And they're only, and even like as far as like a Bat or Storm goes, they have
probably the biggest one.
They have no good initiator with their lineup. It's just the Spirit Breaker charge, which is it's kind of single target focus. It's not a guaranteed pick off. The heroes you're seeing on the front lines at Slark, who you can't charge, he's going to Dark Pact off the stun, and you can't necessarily follow it up with a Nether Strike. So there's no insta pick off potential until Lina gets a Blink Dagger, I would say. And even that, if you're blinking in aggressively, you're putting yourself in a position to be lassoed by a bat.
All right, let's get ready to lasso. Mind control. Will catch super, pulls him in deep, gets the kill. They commit a BKB from Bada. Now trying to turn and TP out. Ice. That's going to be canceled. He melts as well. Liquid, 2 cores down. All of a sudden, what looked like an excellent lead for Vici Gaming has plummeted to a deficit.
They were snowballing hard with that Bounty Hunter track money in the early game, but we have not seen a track kill in some time. It was 17 kills to 9 or something, or 17 to 8. Vici's last kill was a long time ago.
Do you feel like they've gotten their mileage out of the Lotus Orb so far?
They haven't gotten anything out of it, I don't think.
It's a pretty expensive item as well. It's not like I'll pick up a Glimmer Cape at the local convenience store. This is a big shopping purchase. You get out the checkbook when you buy this.
I don't feel like there was another item which would have necessarily had a bigger impact. I think the bigger deal has just been the overall positioning in these fights, as well as just Liquid picking fights when they were at their strongest. It was nighttime, they had a vision advantage, so I feel like there's not like, oh, this is the item you've gotten for a 4-star, for a Vlad's, yeah. Very much like you get guaranteed small return from an item like a Vlad's or a 4-star, but a Lotus Orb has like a potential to get a really high reward if you manage to turn around a fight and single-handedly win it with like an Echo onto a Winter's Curse perhaps, or a Lasso, whatever it may be. So there's more like high value playmaking potential out of the Lotus Orb, although there's no guaranteed return. He could go this entire game and not get like a single good Lotus Orb play off.
And this is FY we're talking
yeah.
about. FY doesn't like to go for the safe and standard
And
play.
it doesn't make it a bad item, even if it has no impact on this game. It just means perhaps he gets outplayed, or he just slightly doesn't execute correctly with it. It's there's still a lot of good reasoning to pick it up here, and I very much agree with the pickup. It's just he needs his team to be able. His team has to kind of play around the fact that FY is not going to be able to win them the fight. It's going to be coming from a farm Gyro on the front lines, as well as the Spirit Breaker, who's going to be leading the way. Ideally not on the Slark. You've got to be able to find someone else. But the problem is, again, the two frontliners, Razor, Slark, neither are good charge targets. Ideally, you want to be going on the back line for the charge.
And if you do charge that hero, there's the Glimmer Cape plus the Cold Embrace. Yeah. So, and the heal from Kuroki, actually double Glimmer Cape.
If you could get a charge off on a Bat Rider, that'd be the ideal scenario, but good luck ever doing that. That's also why the Yules was a good pickup here. So Yules can stop the charge coming out from the Ice Spirit Breaker. It could also dispel off the Bounty Hunter track. So it was a very good Yules game for a Bat. Just meant the 4-staff came up a lot later than you'd normally see.
But once he got it, man, things have really ballooned for Liquid. They're going to start desecrating Burning's old farming grounds as they move forward. The man on the hunt bottom. He leaps, but instead of getting Burning, he actually gets FY. He still goes to work on him anyway. Track comes out. There's just no punish for this. He's got an Aegis. Maybe the Dark Pact's just been committed. Nice, says, get me out of here. Will there be a bash? No bash. All right, he lives. But when Slark can just go like that and 3 heroes run away and the other 4 are visible mid, that's a concern, God.
And this is where Liquid just played that mid game so well. Just said, we're not going to try and worry about fighting. We're just going to out-farm you. And now suddenly, all it takes is one fight to turn the game around. And all these farm items are going to put them in a position where they are the ones with the far superior late game. Vici Gaming just the single Midas on the Spirit Breaker. Burning went for a bit of an economy game going for the Ancient stacks, but that's just not going to be enough to carry Vici into the late game.
The line is drawn. Pen them in that base. Do not let them out under any circumstances. Kuroki is looking to corral them, and now maybe expecting a smoke to come into their jungle.
Kuro's one of those players, whenever you're casting Liquid, you just see him drawing on the minimap constantly, like communicating through his team, like he draws a line through the top lane saying, someone go push this out. He then draws like a little triangle in the Radiant jungle, either saying, oh, there's heroes here, or let's try and get control of this, make sure we get some vision so that Vici Gaming aren't farming their own jungle. Very much a player who gives a lot of direction and really seems to be like the hardcore captain and director for this team.
Interesting leap there from Matumba, man. He's already committed the ultimate. Dark Pact is going to cool down. Timing, not quite right. Looks for the Nether Strike, gets fogged. A narrow escape, and now he's baited Vici Gaming in. Liquid want to ambush. They're going to try to spring the trap, but they begin by lassoing Burning. Oh, I found something! Here, fishy. Chakra trying to TP away, and will make it home, but his BKB committed means the rest of the team also has to run. Control then leaps forward. The charge back will bash him and also possibly save the team. Though Dazzle gets caught as the Glimmer came available. He's the gem carrier. Echo Shell will not be enough to save him. Down he goes. Track thrown out, but nobody dying. And they will steal the gem, get the kill, and march onwards, guys. And what do you know? Razor ult. We're going for a little bit here. They'll begin to see.
Yeah, even without it, I think they're still okay to fight.
There's no buyback. They're committing for this fight. Cauldron coming through. Ice just runs in, gets blown up off the bat. Now they're down 2. Another hero that doesn't have buyback. Echo Shell on the Dark Copter for now, but the Yules is going to force him back a bit. They give up 2 kills, just another freebie. And it seems like Liquid might even want to go in for more. Matumba, man, diving onto Super. He's now gone invis. The ground stun may be enough to save him. Dark Pact, commitment. No, he wants out. He'll back up.
And starting to get low on mana here. I think Liquid may sound the retreat soon. If they can get this tier 3 tower, would be handy, but you're fighting with a Slark who doesn't really have the sustain to use another Shadow Dance Pounce combo. Unless they've got Arcane Boots, which I imagine they've got at least one on the, the Undying has in 20 seconds. So they could stick around, but backing off, farming out your enemy's jungle. You've got deep wards up both in the top and bottom lane, so they can see and control the majority of this map. They'll know whenever Vici Gaming leave their base right now, which is kind of all they need to secure Roche. Or if you see no one defending the base, you're just going to assume they're smoked up as 5. So Roche control heavily favoring Liquid now. Not even just to mention, I mean, that little circle, semicircle that went around the Vici Gaming base is exactly where they're going to be stuck with this vision that Liquid have.
What is Burning going to buy, GoDz?
Rapier?
7k gold.
You haven't lost a Rax yet,
feels
but
like he misses Mushi a little bit, his old friend, you know? You remember the good old days?
Oh, yeah.
What was... Mushi was Nature's Prophet one game, and he had 3 BKBs, because this was when you could rebuy and get the full 10 seconds.
Yep.
And I think he had like 3 in his stash, and then like a fresh one.
It was the 10k gold club. That's the Mushi club. If you ever reach up to 10k gold before like even having 6 slots of items, like
let me tell you, he is in the right country for that. Things are expensive in Singapore.
Oh. Well, I mean, for Vici Gaming, for Burning, I'm not even completely joking about a Rapier. It really feels like
I think he might be getting one.
You haven't lost a lane of Rax, but you're in a awful position here. Vici Gaming have not had a kill in what feels like 20 minutes. They're still sitting on 17 kills.
They haven't had a kill since what's that?
No, that's a Liquid kill too. You
oh,
look
sorry,
at the green dot.
Yeah, I'm looking for green dot.
So that's around 22.
24 minutes. All right, we got to fight for it now. Hold that down. Matumba, man, he runs directly into the middle of 5 heroes, and he's not dead. In fact, he's going for kills. He will back off after the ultimate expires. Mind control maybe in a bit too far. He yules himself. He tries to stay alive. Super hanging on the side of the fight. Has the Laguna Blade available. They need to start just getting kills. He'll delete the Batrider, but it is after the last one. Ice charges in again. 1 for 1, but they've lost to Carry Lena for an initiating Batrider. Now they're going to lose Ice as well, it feels. A leap forward, a pounce, a grab. The rest will TP or run away otherwise. But yeah, how long has it been? I guess before that fight, it had been
16, 17
that's like
minutes.
20. No, that's like 23 minutes to 39. Yeah, you're like 16, 17 minutes.
Yeah,
Was
and that's with a
almost half the
bounty
game.
hunter draft. That's a bounty hunter spirit breaker draft with Lina as well. You're expecting to find kills and takeoffs on the map, which
Burning. It's time to spend your gold. Unfortunately, in his hesitation, he's now shown the courier over the dire ward. And
oh, don't lose a rapier on courier.
oh no.
They've
Ice
used
Ice
Surge
is like,
already.
Ice is like, you had better.
So
Not
if
feed
you,
that.
I think he wants to buy a rapier, but he knows that they're there, and if you can't obviously lose a rapier on courier, that'd be the end of the game right there.
He wants to.
The fact he's not buying even a demon edge to me definitely signals that
Okay,
he's going
Matumba Man,
rapier.
while Burning's trying to figure out what he wants to buy. Oh, you want to go shopping? You can do it from the grave. Matumba Man dives and kills him off. Well, I guess you could buy the rapier now, but not sure what good it's
I
going to
don't
do
think he
you.
has buyback if he buys
No,
rapier.
he definitely does not. Too much time shopping, not enough time defending the base.
Radiant structures.
The siege is top. Liquid moving in mid. The rest of the squad looking for big objectives here. Charge out the other direction. Fana, BKB was pumped for this. Now the lasso. Looking for it. Gets controlled for a bit. Now the Echo Shell actually on the super. And he's going to turn around and get the kill. Meanwhile, Burning, though, massacred by the Slark. Matumba brings him low, then the curse follow up, and they finish, and they do. Now Matumba healed, embraced, and then healed again by the Undying as Fada rushes forward. They're just too damn tanky. The Courier tries to make it home with the Relic. It won't do so. And what an appropriate way for this game to end. A vicious massacre as Liquid run away with it. 25 to 19.
And that was a really interesting game. And Vici, both game 1 and game 2, one team gets a huge early game lead and then it gets turned around. Game 1 not as big a lead as what we saw.
Sorry, guys, we're gonna have to cut you off. Back to the panel we go. But thank you so much, LD and GoDz, gentlemen. You're right. The series 1-1.
I still hear
Just phase him out.
Alright.
He doesn't matter anymore.
That's
It's our time. So what was it? Liquid, we're getting bullied at the start. Ice used his Spirit Breaker. He was very mobile with it. Punished Fata. Burning got into a good groove for a while there, but ultimately their lineup just seemed to fizzle out a bit. Were they expiring? What happened? Why were Liquid able to kind of take it back? They just were persistent.
once Slark got big enough where he was able to kind of tank the initial burst of initiation, and then Slark just kind of took over. That last fight was the epitome of that, right? He ran into 5 heroes
And it didn't matter.
and he didn't die, so.
Yeah, I think the slug got way out of hand, and I think for me the other key moment was also one of the initiations made by the Bat Rider with the Tombstone as well. It was so strong, even though the slug wasn't as farm at that point of the game, but it was still enough to allow them to actually win that fight and just take control of the game. After that, it was just basically the slug being, I mean, almost untouchable, even though they have a lot of AoE between the Lina, the gyro, and then there's the charge.
And a bounty hunter who was, what, 6-1 at some point? I made a note that he
Yeah.
had arcanes and mech at 15 minutes in.
He was like 10k net worth like 25 minutes. Like it was ridiculous. But even though I think Parker was talking about he went for the Lotus Orb, which had a lot of potential to make a very big play if you return, if you reflect if you echo shell obviously a Winter's Curse or some big spell. But at the end of the day, I still felt another item that could have been really useful was the Solar Crest that game, because it would have actually forced a hero like Slark or even a Razor to actually get an MKB, which those heroes generally do not want to get.
It looked like they were more scared of like the Bat Rider or something, where they had the Lotus Orb and they were like, well, we fear this initiation, we fear this curse, but you can't sleep on Matumba Man and his Slark. If you just let him do what he wants, then you'll see him jumping into 5 people and getting away with it. And they didn't seem to have an answer for it. Once Liquid recognized that, they just took the game.
Yeah, I think they needed to actually control the game more. They were in a lead in the early game, but in the mid game they had to also keep the pressure. Otherwise the Slug starts to catch up with his farm and he becomes really hard to deal with. They don't really have a lot of good they have a lot of good AoE damage, but they don't have good AoE lockdown. The only stun they have, which is the Lina stun, that was the only thing that could have stunned the Slug during his Shadow Dance, and there wasn't enough for them to actually. There were so many times he ran around, heroes chasing him, and he still managed to escape.
I wonder if it's maybe even better for Mandy once they're Hex. I know it's a very
I thought of that too.
Yeah, possible. That could be
hindsight's
possible.
a 2020, but you know if you roll back the game 20 minutes, maybe Hex was a better choice.
He could have won a lot of items there, but it's hard to say that because the Lotus Orb could have paid off. It could have paid off. So who knows? Like it's easy for us to say that after we watch the whole game. Oh, he probably could have gone this.
Yeah,
He
of
probably could
course.
have gone that. It would have been better for him. But it's not like it's an easy decision for him because it's tough. You have no idea what would actually make the best outcome for your team.
Well, we went into this series thinking that these potentially were the top 2 teams. They split 1-1. Do we still feel that way? Do we feel like those are probably
Yep,
the best 2 teams
I-
in this group?
Dakota,
Yes.
right now, Mineski. Actually, never mind. I was gonna say Mineski's better than one of these teams, but that would only happen
What?
if it's 2-0.
What?
Well, they are going to be
You,
playing
you know
next.
those
you know,
2 games were like so high quality.
It was. It was.
It was like both of the teams understanding they lost because of very small things, but it changed the whole game.
Yeah.
But overall, they played the game very well. Both of the teams, they understand the strength of their draft. They understand they have their own distinct game plan. They were constantly just being very disciplined. They don't really make too many mistakes, whereas you compare to the earlier series where CDC playing against Mineski, there were a lot of overextensions, a lot of mistakes,
Mhm.
but we didn't really see that in this series.
I was gonna say that Mineski was better if 2-0 happened, because
Yeah.
that would have been true. But
Not true yet, but it could happen. Mineski is going to be playing up next. So speaking of which, what's going to be happening now over on BTS2, you can watch the matchup of DC going against Secret. And then on this main stream, we have Virtus.pro versus your favorite, Mineski.
my favorite suddenly.
Yep, we're going to be happening here. So we're going to cut to a small break, and when we return, it will be Mineski versus Virtus.pro right here. See you soon.
Apparently.